that goes into it. And so folks like you, good folks, you're busy with your everyday lives. And you're feeding your families, and you're trying to make a career, and you're struggling just to make ends meet. And so you elect people that you hope are good and that you hope are honest. And they're going to fight that fight for you. Because when you get there, it's not very easy. When you get to an elected board on a city council or on a county board of supervisors or on a school board, you have to have a majority. You can whine and scream and fight, but it's not so easy when you get outvoted every time. And you hope for that one day when you finally have enough votes where you can do the things that are right. And so I like to educate people about that. It's not just about getting there, but when you get there, you have to have support and good people. Tonight we are recognizing 3 great people, okay? 3 great people. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about all of them, and they can speak. The first one is Gloria Allen. When I met Gloria, she was doing Head Start programs for kids. I was doing water safety stuff for the Red Cross, and I met her, and right away she had a can-do personality. She never whined and complained. She says, well, that's a great idea. We're going to do that. I want to do that. And that's what Gloria is about. Okay? She doesn't like a lot of meetings and a lot of bureaucracy. She just wants to get it done. And so when she's up at a school board meeting, Gloria's real. And she has passion and commitment for what she believes in. And so I'm very proud to be a friend of Gloria. We had an opportunity to go to Disneyland together. Over the years, we've mentored some of the same foster kids. And so it's an honor and a privilege to have a friend that is one of the few minority African-American female chairmen of one of the largest school districts in the state of California. So this is your new school board president for Stockton Unified School District, Miss Gloria Allen.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, nephew, for those kind words. He was right. When I met Anthony, he was working with the kids out north, and I think I was working for Lau Family, and we were doing activities in the park, and Anthony was all about kids, and that's how we connected. And I told him, I said, Anthony, as long as I see that you're for the kids, then I'm for you. And that's how we met and we bonded, and he's proven that. He did mention we took 25 kids to Disneyland. Now that was an experience I will never forget, and I loved it. We had so much fun, and he came through. He is for the kids, so that's why I support Anthony Silva. I want to thank all of my supporters that came through. This was a tough fight for me to win my second term on the board. And I had a lot of prayer warriors out there, a lot of people that supported me. I'm telling you, we prayed and it came through. And it was a lot of hard work. And I know that, like I did it the first time, I stepped out on faith. I didn't have a lot of money. And I knew when I won that I was supposed to be there. And it happened again, so I'm supposed to be there, and I'm going to represent this community. I've lived in this community for 50 years, and I don't intend to move or leave it. I'm going to fight for Stockton to be a better place and Stockton Unified School District. Thank you.
Kathy Garcia. I can't say enough about Kathy Garcia. When we first got to know her, she was a volunteer for the Boys and Girls Clubs. Not only was she a volunteer, but she was an active parent role model out at Eastern Little League in East Stockton, where Kathy lives. Not only is she heavily involved with her grandchildren, but Kathy also was the president of the Garden Acres Community Center Board and the East Stockton Fire District. Now that's a lot of volunteerism. Give a round of applause for Kathy Garcia. She represents the very best that Stockton has to offer. She is a dedicated parent, she's a dedicated grandmother, and that's what she is. She's a parent, not a politician. And so when folks were asking her to run, she goes, I'm not sure, that's not for me, it's not for me. And I go, yes, you are an honest person, Kathy, and she calls it like she sees it. When I was on the school board, Kathy would come to almost every school board meeting. And every time she got up to the microphone, I said, please don't get up here and bag on me. Please don't say anything, because I knew that she was from my neighborhood. But what Kathy talked about was traffic. And she said, listen, we got to fix our crosswalks. We have to have a better system of how to get our traffic in the schools when they drop off their kids and when they come to pick up their children in the afternoons. And she was a very wise advocate on that issue. And we're very happy that Kathy has won her first election in Area 3 for Stockton Unified School District. So please welcome Kathy Garcia.
This is a great, great way for everybody to get together. First of all, I would like to thank everybody who voted for me, walked for me, donated money, did all the good stuff, patted me on the back, cried with me when I was down, and trust me, I was down. There were days when I thought, oh my God, when's this going to be over? One of the biggest advocates that I had was my 3-year-old granddaughter. She would go out with me every night, maybe just for an hour, maybe 2 hours. And I'd be tired. I'd go, Riley, I can't go anymore. She'd say, you're not done yet. And trust me, we continued on. We didn't stop. If a 3-year-old can push you that much, you've got to do it. Anthony, I am so happy he's the new leader of Stockton. I've been with him on trips like Gloria. I can't tell you, the kids are like Piper. You know, they're following him. What can we do? What can we do? I've been to some of the mountain retreats that he takes the kids on, and I can remember, I can't see. And this little boy tapped me on the shoulder and he said, don't worry, I'll show you the way. Oof. I lost it right there, tears coming down. This little boy took hold of my shoulder and got me all the way up to the top of that big hill. Are you okay now? And I thought, oh my God, Anthony did this. Anthony did this. We laid on the ground and looked at the stars, and you could reach up and touch them. This guy behind me, he's reaching for the stars, and he's gonna catch them.
I've been telling him this. Anthony is a little old man in the shoe. He has so many children. He didn't know what to do.
Sam Fan. What can we say about Sam? Sam is an up-and-coming leader in this community, plain and simple. Sam was one of the youngest members ever of the City of Stockton Planning Commission. He was the chair of the Planning Commission. He was a coach for Bear Creek High School. He was a director for the Boys and Girls Clubs for Sierra Vista. The list goes on and on. The bottom line is he's a young man that's in this community that's fighting to make this community better. And just knowing Sam, his commitment to kids is what's most important to me. But he's someone like myself where he wants to get things done. He doesn't believe in a bunch of fancy meetings. He just wants to do what's right and get it done. And so Sam, if you were not aware, was recently elected. He won his very first election to the Manteca Unified School Board. So please welcome Trustee Sam Font.
Wow, I have to say I'm extremely humbled by the opportunity that has been presented to me as being elected to the school board. As you know, you don't do this by yourself. I come from a family that has given their life to public service. My father, if they'll please stand, Sam Font, who's a firefighter, was a firefighter in Stockton, California. And my mother, Michelle, who used to run the Women's Center here in Stockton. You know, a crazy story on why I wanted to get into politics or public service or whatnot. I always, growing up, I had friends and their parents were in politics, and they had perks and all this great stuff, and I said, man, and folks would come up to them with serious, real issues, and they'll listen, and at the same time, that politician, while they're talking, they're like, and looking at the next person to go talk to. It really didn't sink into them what that concerned citizen was saying. I said, what is this about? What do you elect these people for? Because you have to remember that these jobs, being mayor, being school board members, it all will come to an end one day. And we'll be back sitting off these dioceses and all this recognition. That'll be over. So don't forget where you come from. You know what I mean? We work for the people, and I plan to continue that commitment to going and doing the job I was elected to do to serve the people. I don't care to be liked by staff. I don't care about being liked by city managers or superintendents. It's about working and doing the job ethically for the people that elected us. And that's what I have in common with all these folks up here, with Anthony, with Gloria, with Kathy. We believe in working for the people. We are the people, and we're going to do the people's work. So thank you guys so much for your support.
I also want to recognize Jeanette Stebbins. She's a trustee for San Joaquin Delta College. Jeanette, a former ally and a very good friend, former member of the Stockton Unified School Board, Mr. Angel Jimenez over there. Put your hands up, Angel. South Stockton community advocate and the Sergeant of Arms of the City of Stockton Charter, Mr. Ralph Lee White. Another community organizer in the back, Mr. Montezuma Sanchez. Raise your hand, Montezuma. Executive Director of the Central Labor Council, Mrs. Marcy Bain. I wanted to introduce you, for those of you that attended the swearing-in ceremonies for the new city council on Tuesday night. It was a joyous occasion. I wanted to do the right thing and move it from a chamber that was only going to have 50 seats to a chamber that had 200 seats. And so we did accomplish that, but what we did not expect is for 500 people to come out to watch the swearing in. So I apologize to the 333 people that were not able to get into the ceremonies and had to watch it on TV. But what I want to say, it shows that there's a lot of interest to what's going on in Stockton. And I was very blessed to have the former Speaker of the Assembly and Mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, come and swear me in. So I'm very proud of that. The best moment for me was my 8-year-old son, Caden, who was holding the Bible and telling me it was heavy, whispering it while I was putting my hand on it because I was probably nervous. I think I was pushing it down, and he had it upside down anyways. But it was a good opportunity for Caden. He made a couple of the, I think Channel 13 and Channel 10, they interviewed him. They said, tell us one thing that people don't know about your dad. And he said, well, I think he's the king of fun, or he was the king of fun once. And so I think I was once, and then by the time the Stockton Record got a hold of me, and I'm not very fun anymore. But I want to be fun still. Stockton right now, we are in the threshold of new history for our city. Everyone in the nation is watching what's happening in our city. Whether it be the bankruptcy, or the homicides, or the 357 plus folks that were shot, the attempted murders last year, whether it was the 70 gangs that were actively recruiting youth from the streets of our city, people are watching because they want to know in a city this size of nearly 300,000, what is going to happen next in our city?